Alright, in this video we are going to talk about the table and the index other database object and how to get their size information. Those information are very important because for a given database you not only needed to know the whole size of database, you're also interested to know like how much system related data, how much user data, how much the table data, index, log, and so on and so forth. Okay, so in this video, let's start with Oracle. So this is the query I'm going to run later. So let's sign on to the SQL Plus session. So I'm going to connect the database. So basically, in Oracle, the space used space mainly can be seen from these DBA segments, this DB table. So if we do a describe, and you see the column names, owner, segment name, segment type, and the bytes. So I'm going to do two quick queries. First, I'm going to do sum bytes, and I'm going to group by the owner. So that is the schema. So from DBA segments, then I'm going to do a order group by bytes, owner, and order by one. So if we run this, you will see majority data for this database is the system. No wonder, because this is mainly a empty database. It only have a sample schema called HR, and another one it is a scout. Let's see. Let's try use better. Let's use megabytes. So I'm going to make it a megabytes. So basically, you see it's about 2 gig owned by system. So for the sample database HR, we only have 73 point, or 74 megabytes. In addition, you can also group by different things. Let's see, I want group by the segment type. So and see how this database object, how much space being used. So you see we have about index about 1 gig, table close, like log, segment, table, partition, index plus cluster, so on and so forth. So that is the way you look at where the database being taken, the space being taken. So in this example, what we're interested is to know for each table, I like to know what is the data, size. Also, I'm interested to know the index size. So in this way, you can know, based on the size of your database, how big your top tables, index, and so on and so forth. All right. Let's run this query. So let's go back to SQL Plus session. So I can simply run this query, and you see here the owner is HR. So I just use the HR schema and this example. So and it give us the table size, index size, and the total size, table plus index. And there's two I'd like to point out. One, it is the table size is 0. That's the country table. It is IoT table. Index organized table. For this one, the stage table, there's no index. So basically just a query, you just aggregate for each table, get the size information. So it will, in some cases, help you to understand the nature of your structure of your database, and also it's good for performance tuning because you know the for given table the data size versus we'll have more example look later. So let's continue, move on to the Db2. Db2, it is I think even easier to get such information because there's a table called the sys IBM admin table info. So what I'm going to do is first to connect to the database. Let's connect a different called GSDB, another sample database from IBM. And let's do a describe table. So they have lots of columns. So from here, you see they have table schema, table name, table type, and also all the data size in different. We are mainly interested in the physical size of like data, table data, index, long, log, XML, and so on and so forth. And let's do a quick query similar to the Oracle we did. So we are going to use table schema to see. Let's do a quick. So basically, maybe we can do later. Let's look at this query I already have here. So the query here is basically do a select against the table schema, and but I will filter out to this all the system related schema, so only the index the user schema. So let's run this query. So we're gonna run this query. Oops. Let me quit this session. So I'm gonna run it differently. So I think I'm going to run it with the semicolon as the terminator, so db2 minus t, then I run it, okay, and I guess the first time it's gonna take a little bit of time. This table, it is basically in the db2 called table function, or view built on the table function to this base. Let me run one more time. Okay, so second time is much faster. Guess my screen has some problem. Okay, here it is. So basically from here you will see Right, there's lots of table. So basically, you see table schema, table name, and the total size of the table. I'm gonna scroll down. Look at the top table. So here you will see the top table size, the table data size, the index table. Table. This is total table data, index tab, and the log. So you see some table and have log data. So in this way, it's pretty clear, each the top table. Let's see if we are interested in the top 10, and you will, have ID. Okay. So let me quit this session. And let me go back I think let me just rewrite this one. Db2. I don't know what that coming from on this one. So I think this should be sum against, then order group by this table schema. So that's all right. I just remove this one. So this is the query you used in the Db2 typically. There's other ways to do it, but it is easy and very clear to you. What data you have, how big they are. Okay. Now let's go to the MySQL. So in the MySQL, this is the script I'm going to use. So basically similar. It's called schema information schema dot tables, and we are not interested. The schemas like information schema, this system. So we only interested the user database. So let's try an example, MySQL. Let's run this. Okay. So this is the sample database. We want to have one sample database called employees. So you see this is the report, the data size, index size, the total size. You can see this one, the salary, and the title. You can find the interest. Some like the index size very small. In case you see the index much bigger than index, you might spend time to take a look. And now let's continue. So I'm going to move to PSQL. So in the PSQL, similar thing. So you basically query this PS PG this table, and then we get the information for a given database. So let's do it. So basically, with PSQL, I have a small PTSQL, I have a small database called world. So I'm going to connect to the world database and run this query. Okay, there's a table name, total size, data size, the external size. Let's base it here. It's like index. So let me quit this session. All right. Finally, we're gonna move to the Microsoft SQL Server. All right, in Microsoft SQL Server, there's many ways to do this. So I'm gonna Let's see, I'm gonna just run one for the query I have. This is the query. Which one? I don't remember which one, but probably it's this one. Okay, I'm gonna run this one, and to find out, let's see, I'm going to SQL cmd minus s. Let's just go look any database. So I'm gonna use wide world importers with this database. Okay, so I'm gonna run the script. Alright, so for this script I got, let's see, total size, data size, index size, okay, and table name. Alright, so let's take a look at the few top table. You will see the sales, so it's sales invoice, and then this one. So and this is the total size, this is the table size, this is the index size. So one of them, it might be interesting for this one. You see that although the table data only have 2.7 megabytes, but the index is about more than 10 times bigger than the. I mean, if for the small table in a large database, probably it's not important. But if you have a huge database, those things is also, you can pay attention to about the table data versus its index. There may be some performance opportunities. Okay. All right, so this is the query I did to query. Let's look at again the query. So it's basically query the sys partitions, a couple of sys tables, sys indexes, and sys allocate units. So it's kind of take for someone to take some time to write such kind of query. So my personal, I'm more interested to use the simple approach. So basically I'm gonna demonstrate just use the one Microsoft already provided. So just let's I'm gonna run this query one more time, and then I'm gonna pick up a table. Okay, so let's pick up table. Let's pick up the table we were earlier mentioned, this warehouse stock item transactions. So for this table, so I'm going to and use sp used space used, then follow them by the table name. Let's see what they gave. You see, they gave us the table name and number of row, the data size, the index size, so information. So it's very easy to to obtain the table information quickly. So in the real world, I probably we'll just adopt this method. Basically, it is not very difficult, because if we, let's see, we try to start from beginning, like on fly, so we can do connect to the database, then we will run the SP, right? Let's use this database, worldwide importers, connect to this database, right? Then you can run quick. I can run quick, just SP minus tables, right? So you can get quick, And let me remove white space, remove H, the header, and so that's it, So you can see you get all the tables, and also if you want to remove the message, you can do quick as well. So I can set no count. So in this way, you can get a quick about the table, right? So set no count on exec. Alright, so you get the quick. So once you have the table list, you can just we can easily just do while, right? Read. The first one is going to be the database, so I can just use the second one is going to be schema, so schema name, table name. Before I do that, I think I need remove those views, so I'm only interested the tables. So then while read, just use a J, schema name, table name, J. Okay, then do. So I can do a SP help one we just did early. So we can do I think we can do the same thing, and SP space used, then followed by sn.tn, right? So basically here, so let's code this one, exec and $tn, and and also set no count, no count. So let's just do a test, for one table. So let's do this. Space. It should be somewhere here. Space use. Okay. So we got the information here. So let me let's change the query a little bit. So I'm going to remove this one. So this will be fine. Let's see. All right. So we got the information we want. See, we have the table name, the total size, the tables on the row count, table size, index size, and such information. Okay, in KB. So let me make it. Let's remove this. Let's remove that exit. So we're gonna loop to all the tables, right? So we're gonna do remove this exit. So then you see, then we have the result for all the tables. Okay, the sum two tables. Probably this is not the physical table. We can just ignore it. That's fine. And then, if you want sort, you can sort to whatever column you want. Let's see, I want sort against, let's see, the third column, the total size. Okay, so we got similar information earlier. We got, the invoice information, and the total size is 100 megabyte, and the data size is 90 meg, and the index size it's about I can format this a little bit better. Let's just do a better format. So I think I want to do a cut minus C1 to 32 129. Oh. So in this way I can make it a little bit shorter. Okay, here it is. You can see the total size. Earlier we mentioned about this table. We mentioned that the data size is 2 some megabytes, but the index about 35, 38. So that is to me, it's very straightforward, easy to get such information than use such complicated queries. But it is all depends on your background. If you are a traditional background in SQL Server, you're very fluent in T-SQL. So, and for other people from like Linux, from the Linux side, they are probably very good on the shell scripting. So, and well, some people prefer PowerShell, so this is another option. But all right, so that is what we have so far. So we will just stop here for now. All right.